Hey, how's it going? Dan Mayo here. This is RuMayoNation. I'm going to assume that it sounds fine because I've not checked, because I'm tired and I can't be, because I can't be asked. How's it going though? Episode 11 of season 2, which is episode 41 in total, if you're counting. I am ill prepared for this podcast, mostly because I went to see Oasis last night. The fact I still have a voice is actually quite remarkable. What a gig. What a gig. I don't know if you would have gone, planning to go, have no interest. And believe me, if you don't like Oasis, that's fine. But just know that that cannot count as your own personality. Like, not liking things shouldn't be the cornerstone of your fucking existence. Is there anything worse than that? We spoke about it on the pod before. Like, people describing anything as, like, overrated. Everything is rated appropriately for the person that is consuming it. They either hate it, and in which case they think it's shit and they're right, or you think it's the best thing in the fucking world, loving it, and you're also right. But it's just a bit, if Oasis was playing in my back garden, I'd close the fucking curtains. Oh, please do go on. Like, and what is your opinion on Hobnobs? No one gives a fuck, mate. I've spoken about this before. It was excellent. Like, it was fucking excellent. I will say the sordid, disgusting, unsavoury rumours are true. They did just sing songs. No fire breathing, juggling, no meat raffle halfway through. Didn't stop for a little bit of bingo, which, as I said on my TikTok at RuMayoNation, check it out. It does make you reflect on the justification of the price point. You know, when there isn't like a brief interlude for some interpretive dance or, you know, a seance. You know, I was mostly there to hear from my nan who passed away, so that was a bit annoying that they didn't go full fucking Jonathan Edwards. Do you remember him? Oh my god, you probably won't. Like, I've got my digression pad as well, and we've got new listeners as well. Shit, I don't know the name of the person. But it's the funniest thing. Right, let's just write Jonathan Edwards on here, because why not have a notepad that has Jonathan, or like, it's not a notepad, like a pack of, they posted, I don't know, whatever the fuck, paper with Jonathan Edwards written on it. And I think there's more than one person called Jonathan Edwards. I think one might be like a long distance jumper, okay? But we have new listeners. We have Liam, who I went to Oasis with yesterday, and he said the sweetest thing, man. Like, he's such a dad, and I'm sure he's like basically dead today. I've not heard from him. I'm sure he's fine. But he just can't drink. I remember he came to Reading Festival with us years ago. Before he had any kids, so that had been fucking ages ago. He's got like 3 now, and his whole thing was like one final swan song before like, yeah, I have children and do all the sort of official shit. And he was just a fucking wreck by the end. He's like, I just don't know how you guys do it. I just can't keep pace. Like, he's great though. Like, he's one of them ones. There's a very, like, so I was trying to explain. I'm trying to do too many things here. Where's that new listener? She's. I want to say she. I feel like it's a she, but again, I'm not entirely sure on that. It'd be surprising if it is a she, because this feels very male-centric, this podcast. Maybe I'm wrong. My mum also listens to it. I told her to, like, skip the last one. I said because I talk about a lot, but also I do talk about her quite a lot in that one. So I told her to skip that. Right, what am I doing? Because it was on the one where I did a bit of rambling on my Arsenal TikTok, which, if that's your flavour, it's at Little Bit Handbrake, if you want to check that out. And I mentioned casually in it that my wife is adamant that I am autistic, right? And this listener, it's Belsamgi. No, it's got to be McGee, hasn't it? Belsamgi. There's a cat in the profile picture. Again, I could be well off the mark here, but this comment, I absolutely loved it. Let me find this comment, because, yeah, so this person, like, listens. They firstly engaged with my Arsenal stuff. I've been quite fortunate that a few people from that world have jumped over to this world, and, like, in the off season have checked out my RuMayoNation podcast. And I did a video on my Arsenal TikTok where I was just sort of walking a dog, chatting shit down the phone. And I mentioned briefly that my wife, who exists, and that was proven by her being on the show last week. By the way, my Chris Tarrant impression, Underrated. That is underrated. I think it's quite good. Is it underrated? Oh my god, I was doing that noise so much yesterday. I'm such a fucking idiot. I had alcohol and it's just like, if I have one or two things I cling on to, forget about it. But yeah, so I got this comment, and it feels like it's a girl. That's based on not really nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, please, and I apologise for misgendering you. How very un-2025 of me. But they said, just picked up your RuMayoNation podcast and giving that a listen. They've admitted themselves that they easily get distracted, so they might not be here anymore, but nonetheless. I'm trying to use like gender-neutral language now. It's really hard. Oh my god, how the this is just proving their point. How about that fucking author who did Wayward Pines? What's he called? Oh man, okay, right. The Wayward Pines trilogy, the TV show is shit. Don't bother with that. But there was a writer who wrote it's called the Wayward Pines trilogy. The first book's really, really good. I'm at the mercy of the Wi-Fi here. I've still not sorted out those bloody Ethernet cable ports in the house. Hey, builders, any danger of you just taking a bit of care and attention over your fucking work? I know you knock up houses like it's going out of fashion, but like put some effort in, man. Wayward Pines books, they've just like not wired in the fucking data points right, and I'm not saying it's easy, but my mate fixed his with like a fucking kitchen knife, so you know it's hardly high tech. Blake Crouch, he like wrote this Wayward Pines trilogy. It's really good. Book 1 is really cool. Like it keeps you in suspense about sort of the big picture and what's going on. Book 2, it kind of writes itself into a bit of a corner. It gets a little bit silly. They also wrote a book called Dark Matter, which is very good, and I think has been picked up by Apple for a TV show. Very good. But they wrote a book like that was exclusively gender neutral language. It's fucking impossible to follow. Like it's so hard to follow. And then the single protagonist or impossible. It just doesn't work. Impossible. Right. But anyway, this kind of proves this person's point. Them, this, they, they, zoo, etc. Just picked up your RuMayoNation podcast and given that a listen. Thank you. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, having listened to your other podcast too. Again, thank you. But mate, hate to break it to you, but mate, hate to break it to you. They should take my hand. Hate to break it to you. I'll be them in this one. Okay, right. Action, Marco. Can't be able to pick that up. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. I haven't listened to your other podcast too, but mate, I hate to break it to you, but you're neurodivergent as fick. The missus is right. Don't change a single thing. Brings it around, makes it a compliment. But yeah, what would have absolutely helped compound that is I started talking about Blake Crouch's fucking Wayward Pines trilogy while halfway through that comment. But yeah, that's a new listener. Thank you very much. If you're still here, they did go on to say, like, look, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to go off. Like, they need their own metaphorical rope around the waist at all times. But I hope you stuck with me. And then, yeah, Liam, we'll get to Jonathan Edwards in a minute. Also got a new energy drink. It's a Levi Roots one, by the way. Reggae sauce. Don't know if I'm allowed to do that voice. Done it now. Nothing you can do about it. We can do cancel me from doing podcasts in my own fucking room. Caribbean Crush is always going to be lovely, and it is. And it is. We'll get onto the rhetoric in a bit. But yeah, and Liam, like, sweet as fucking pie, that lad. He is one of a very exclusive few who, like, so when my wife was like, you know, when like you're taking your partner to like hang out with like mates, and there's always that kind of, because women grow up, they kind of want to know what they're getting into. So she was like, I don't really know anything about Liam. I'm like, no, he's like a really good lad. Like, and I was like, the best way I could put it is, when we were at that Reading Festival, I was like off my face, just sat there shooting the shit with him outside. Like 1975 were on, and we were just sat outside. A couple of mates wanted to go in. We were just there for a friend. I said before, I don't mind 1975 at all. But we're just shooting the shit. And I said, I could be off my face around him and feel comfortable. And there's a very exclusive, limited list of people that applies to. It's him and a lad called Ben Walton, who, shout out to you, Ben, man. Like, you know when they're just so fucking chill that, like, I don't know, if you've got a brain like me, you're quite aware that you can be quite full on and intense. So, like, then add water, then add, like, other stuff, you can get really fucking intense. And, like, I have enough wherewithal, even in those moments, to be like, this person's agreeing with me, but, like, in a sort of, let's just kind of keep you arm's length. But he, like, just doesn't give that impression off at all, and nor does, like, Ben either, where I could just sort of shoot the shit with them, and they stay with you. They're present, they're chatty, no judgment. Like they're a lot more sort of straight laced, like clean cut, and fair play to them. But like that, yeah, like he's just that guy. You can be around, and he's just chill. He's such a fucking dad, like, but in the best way. Like, and I didn't have one of those, so it's like, hey mate, want to adopt an oversized, both 30s is the fact. Child. But yeah, he was loving it. He'll be in a fucking hole today, though, because he just can't hang at all. I've not heard from my other mate, but he's a serial gigger. He's a homing pigeon, that fucker, as well. My wife drove, which made it loads easier getting home, because there's nothing worse after a gig than getting on that train that stops fucking everywhere. Callinghead, Tring, Berkhamsted, Cheddington, Babbity-boo, Habbity-boo, fucking everywhere. Mordor. It's like, oh my God, I just want to go home. Stops at fucking Aspley Guys, and like half a person gets off. What the fuck? And I don't mean a can you even say that? And I don't mean a small person, alright? It was just a joke about how barely anyone fucking lives there, so why are we stopping there, mate? But yeah, Liam's a really good lad, and he had a fucking great time. He actually got the tickets as well, so thank you to you, Liam. And the sweet thing he said, we were chatting in the drinking area in the pub, which is just called the pub, the smoking area outside the pub outside Wembley. Did I say outside? Did I in that sentence? I think I did. And he was like, yeah, like. He's like, when I listen to your podcast, he's like, it's funny, but like, and that sounds as though it's loaded, but it weren't. That was my delivery more than anything. He's like, it's funny, I enjoy it, but like, at the very least, if bits aren't funny, like, it's not just a constant laugh a minute, and that's not what this is supposed to ever be, right? And he's like, but even when it's not funny, it's at least interesting. Like, it's always worth listening to, like, and just. Yeah, he's like, I just like having it on. You're easy to listen to, long form, and it's weird, you know, you get certain people because we don't know each other that well, but it's weird how you meet certain people who just kind of click and get it, like get you. I remember when we sat outside the 1975, and by the way, my mate Kisby went into that 1975 tent. This was years ago. This must have been around 2014 time, and he came out and he went, it's just full of 15-year-old girls in there. Is it really?
Ding ding ding, what do we have for her, Johnny?
What did you fucking expect, mate? But we were chatting about how like he was more into like the rhythm and the melody and the percussion of music, like he likes that, and I'm more into the lyrical content of it. And then we were just chatting, and then we realised it's basically like an allegory, is that the right word, for our personalities. He's very much rhythmic, methodical, everything has its place, and it's about being steady and keeping to a beat, and lyrics are more free-flowing, open to sort of, you know, switch up and change and move different directions, and not as tameable, less linear. And we just worked all that shit out while I'm sat there fucking like on Mars, and like he's just like had a few beers, we could just connect. And like it's interesting, like, you know, he said that, and that's not, you know, what made me say that part of it was that he was like, I get the feeling like you need so I have a bit of history in stand-up comedy, and he's like, I get the feeling you need longer on stage, like you'd find it more difficult. So, no offense, he's so like careful to not offend. He said I look like Charlie Bronson yesterday, Charles Bronson, and I said it like we're mates. And apparently after the fact, my wife was saying, he makes me, I feel bad saying that to him. It's like, you're so fucking sweet, and like that shows he's not like my you, because no, we wouldn't even think twice, man. We just fucking abuse each other, me and my mates. But it was like, not in a bad way, but like I feel like you'd need like longer on stage to get the best out of the audience. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I like chronically struggle with them tight 5-10 minute spots. I kind of need that time to sort of like get you to go, oh, I get this now. And then once you have the framework, what I then say and do becomes more funny and entertaining because you get where it's coming from. And that's what you get with your podcast. You get that time and space to impose your character, and then you hang your sort of shit off your character. And you go, man, you're fucking so switched on. You get it. You know, just if you summarize it, godlike genius, fine. And we're going to see a couple tonight with Oasis playing, but you know, it's good that you've got a third with you now before in this drinking area of this pub. But yeah, he's a really good lad, and we had a really good time. And that, speaking of which, I'm thinking already about, I was going to talk about dating anyway, but why I don't make sense on dates is kind of for that exact same reason. But we'll get to that in a second. Jonathan Edwards at the Oasis gig. Jonathan Edwards, I believe there's more than one Jonathan Edwards, by the way. But the one I'm on about used to like be a seance, and I think he died. So if you're out there, why don't any of them, marker. By the way, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm still drunk, but I don't get hangovers, which is why I'm a bit like, I'm just tired and a bit like all over the place, but I don't get hangovers, and I mean that. And, you know, before you give it, we spoke about this in the past, no, you don't drink enough. He drinks, all right? I've had many, many drinks. And do you know which philosopher said that? It was Donna from 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, all right?
I've had many, many drinks.
And people say she's just had... No, let's not do that one. But, like, I just don't get hangovers. And I mean that. Like, not in the way that Herbs, another listener, he at uni be like, I'm not hungover. I just feel sick. And I've got a headache. And I can't move. And I need to stay in bed all day. I'm just tired. And I've got a sore throat. And the room keeps spinning. But I'm not hungover. He since confessed that was just his way of coping with it. Just abject denial. But I don't know what it is. We've spoken in the past about how there's like, do you know, we'll do some research. But anyway, Jonathan Edwards. Let's put a note down here. Fuck me, honestly. Hangover. Right, Jonathan Edwards, psychic. Why don't they ever come back and be like, yeah, it is real, I'm on the other side now, like Colin Fry, whoever the fuck. Why don't they ever come back? But this guy here, I swear he's brown bread now, isn't he? Is he? Did he die? Did he die? Or is that one of them shit ones, you know, when Neil Buchanan dies like every other bloody day from heart attack? Is he still alive? Because that was another one as well, fucking Julie Bowen. Oh, he's alive. Good. Okay, I saw a thing that he had died.
I can't believe it. Someone said he was dead.
I would have thought he would have come through by now if he had done. But like Julie Bowen, is it, who plays the mum in Modern Family? It was like they ran with her picture saying, you know, she died. It weren't her character died in, I think, Happy Gilmore 2. Sorry, spoilers. Yeah, Jonathan Edwards, this dude here. And my mum used to watch him all the fucking time, man. Like, all the time. And he was always like, I just want to acknowledge. You say acknowledge. Like, all the... Like, just... My mum used to read his books and everything.
He's telling me to acknowledge Charles.
Like, that's the sort of thing, like, I'm very surprised my mum's into it. But she's really into that sort of shit. Like, she went to... well, she didn't. Her... my nan, so her mum. She passed away like a couple of years ago. And her sister, so my mum's auntie, that's how families work, right? Went to a medium, and then Nan came through and was kind of like, I was like, Mum, it's hard, and it's a hard line to walk. And I'm going to have to tell her to watch this one now as well. Like, no, because it's not in any kind of bad way. I find it really, because they want comfort from it, right? And I get that. But, like, I'm not going to just not be honest in that situation. And when Mum's saying, oh, Nan came through, it's kind of, you want to be like, oh, that's really good, Mum. But, like, I know my Nan so fucking well. If there was the opportunity to communicate through people like Jonathan Edwards, and I swear the other guy was called Colin Fry. He was the British one, wasn't he? Yeah. This geezer here. Who looks a bit like the fucking one from Spy Kids. Was he in that? Oh, fuck no, ding or fart, either way. But then you want to be like, I know, like, if Nan could have got communicated through whoever the fuck this was, she'd be so clear. Why would she be cryptic? And I know that's not a new idea, but why would they be fucking cryptic? Like, I am in jam, but not in custard. What am I? No, you know, just say, all right, tell Dan to stop being a dick. Like, do you know what I mean? She'd be so fucking specific with it. But yeah, I don't know why I started talking about Jonathan Edwards. Seances at Oasis. Yeah, they just played songs. So no meat raffle, no nothing, which is fucking poor form, to be honest. But no, it was great. And that's because people were complaining that they, quote, just played songs. And they did just play songs. And they were fucking excellent. Like, I don't think that will ever be beaten. I actually think that's a gig that will never be beaten. I'm going to see the Maccabees later on this month. And that'd be good, but it would just be different, man. I just don't think you beat that. Every song fucking hit. Like, they were on form. Everyone singing every word. I will say I'm in two minds about the fact that people are now going to these. And I know it transcends music and it's a whole cultural thing, right? But, like, you don't have to cosplay as Oasis to attend. Do you know what I mean? I wore a Liam Gallagher t-shirt, fine. All right? I also wore quite a fetching shirt, like jacket thing, shacket, fine. But, like, you ain't got... But then it was quite cool. Everyone was so invested in it as an idea. And it meant everyone that was there, because the tickets were hot shit. Like, you couldn't... Normally, the tickets fly at a crazy price. They then drop nearer the time. That just hasn't happened. So I think everyone in there wanted to fucking be there. So they were ready to rumble. And yeah, every song just belting out. The set list was unreal. No, they're not going to change it. Why would they? But yeah, it's fucking great. But yeah, no Seance. No Jonathan Edwards being like, I just want to acknowledge. Yeah, hangovers. I don't get them. And I don't know why. And I don't know why. That's the Libertines there for you. That's going to get copyright because it sounded so fucking good. But I believe I read up somewhere there was a genetic ability to not get hangovers. Maybe my dad had it. My mum said she doesn't remember him getting hungover. Yes, genetics can influence whether someone gets hangovers and how severe they are. Research indicates that genetic factors account for a significant portion of the variation in hangover frequency and resistance. These genetic differences can affect how efficiently the body metabolizes alcohol, particularly the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase, ADHD. No, ADH. Oh, the irony. Which breaks down alcohol into acetaldehyde, a toxic compound that contributes to hangovers. So yeah, and I just believe maybe that's what it is. Because seriously, I'm not trying to be hard here, but I do drink enough to warrant a hangover. I've deserved many of them, and I just don't get them. I wake up, I'm a bit tired. I have the most fucking weird dreams though. The one I had yesterday, like, it was like my brain was trying to sort of reintroduce the concept of functional movement in my sleep. When my brain was probably going fucking somersaults, I was just getting loads of random clips. And it was kind of like, old film where it would be like, and it like goes into the next slide. Then it's like kind of janky, a bit staticky visuals. Well, it was just random kind of the sort of people you'd see on like brochures in the doctors, just generic my first man called Mark, like Asian lady in orange turtleneck, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit, but just doing really rudimentary, simple movements, and it was just like an endless conveyor belt of those images. So it'd just be like a woman in orange smiling and sort of putting her head left to right, or a person lifting up their arm, like abducting their arm from their like just little. Like my brain's trying to go like, right, like, can we just get some orientation, right, like. Can we get some semblance of like normality? Let's just start with principles of movement.
Right, so let's just stop and analyse what's just happened there.
Very fucking weird. But yeah, wake up. I'm a bit tired, but then I don't get the headaches, I don't get the sickness. I don't know why. I just because everyone always used to say when I was in my 20s, oh well, wait till you get older. And I was like, okay, both 30s now is the fact, and it's just when I get one, it's gonna hit me like a fucking bus. But until then, and do you know what? Part of me wishes that I got them because then I'd fucking learn. But I was actually quite good yesterday, I'd say. I was like, I wanted to remember it, and that was very important and not a given, Shay, with those. But yeah, I'm going to say that I actually pitched it pretty well. I got nice and sauced up, but I weren't completely off my head fucked. So I knew what was going on. But yeah, anyway, have I spoken about any of the things I plan to speak about? Sorry? No? Have we even had a transition yet? No. Let's have one. Okay. Should probably get into this drink real quick, to be fair. Oh, by the way, I have played 4D chess with the market of Liquid Death. Now, you remember in Season 1, previously on Season 1, I slated Liquid Death about being fucking childish. People need to grow up. You shouldn't need to be like, oh, let's put skulls and crossbones to get people to drink water. Get a fucking grip. Well, since I started that smear campaign, it seems as though Liquid Death is now like entirely on the ropes because I've got a whole oh shit, Jesus! I've got a whole crate. I've got 2 of these. Okay, they're 12 cans. Ugh. Murder your thirst. They were 99p each in Home Bargains. So what I've done there is I've got in there. I've done like insider trading. I've gone in. I've slung shit. I've crushed the stock market for them. Wallop, crash. That's probably the correct vowel to put in that word. And now I'm just hoovering it all up. Just hoovering it all up. It's the new Bitcoin. But yeah, I worked out that's cheaper than like the sparkling water I get from Aldi. So yeah, there you go. I've weirdly played 4D chess then. I've manipulated capitalism to suit me and my carbonated water needs. Okay? And that's just on a random Monday. Monday's when I'm recording this, by the way. Just so you know. Sorry to break the immersion there that this is fucking live.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
I've got a message on my phone. That's going to distract me. No, don't let it. Oh, I tell you what, right? Oh, fucking hell. There's a couple of things. Moustache, right? Got one. Okay, fine. Like it. Not going to get rid of it. I'll tell you where it does. No, it's what Levi Roots. For fuck's sake, Dan. Is there any chat? Add some sunshine. I can't do the accent. That's entirely inappropriate. Add some sunshine to your day with my delicious mix of Caribbean flavours, natural caffeine and B vitamins that will be a kick in your step. Go on. Join me and put some music in your glass. More love, Levi Roots. He's such a good fucking dude, ain't he? Like, you could tell that. Like, with Dragon's Den, they were investing in the man there, innit? Like, I'm sure his reggae sauce was perfectly fine. But you're investing in the guy there. Like, he's just fucking chill. You can tell he's just a good dude. Like, but yeah, okay. Is it a bit scandalous that he can kind of just do what he wants now? Okay, a little bit. Yeah, sure. But yeah, it tastes good. It's always going to win it. Caribbean Crush is fucking unreal as a flavour, especially after a few beers. You've got to be careful what you drink. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't get hangovers, but equally, I don't want to be drinking something where you go, oh no, or that, psychosomatically tastes like it's got alcohol in it. So I didn't have anything Caribbean Crush based yesterday. Can I just shock you? But yeah, the moustache, man. The only issue is when you drink, it just goes like filters down yourself. my wife put a reel together for like the night last night. She loves putting a reel together, and to be fair, it's very good. I would put it in, but I don't want to sort of put her face with any kind of association to me. But she does exist, all right. But I kept putting it on, getting all foam in my moustache and doing like a stupid wiper on my mouth. Because once I start thinking of doing something that's funny when I'm pissed, that's it. Forget about it. I'm gonna just keep doing it. So yeah, but fucking. It reminded me of, like, still on my Arsenal TikTok, right? This is where people on the internet are weird. And I think it's one of my followers. I don't know. I've not looked. And I'm doing that thing with the doctors close their eyes when they talk because it's important. And I should stop because it's very Megan. But, like, I grew up my moustache, right? And every other fucking video is commenting going, what's with the moustache, man? And I'm just kind of replying sort of witty, you know, silly things back. Like, you know, just, well, you know, yeah, I can, you know, just thought I'd take up being a World War II pilot. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just... But every other fucking video, I'm just trying to work out what would possess someone to grow a mustache, and I'm like, so again, another little pithy response. I'm kind of like, yeah, man, yeah, yeah, and then another fucking video, and it's like, seriously, man, what's with the mustache? Like, it's not like 1940. I'm like, so eventually, I'm like, mate, like, what do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to honestly answer this question? Do you want me to give you an actual like an earnest answer? Like what, like, and then it was like, I think he replied to that something like, yeah, I don't imagine you can say anything that would change my opinion, but you can try. I'm like, what do you mean? I'll tell you what, an Albanian drug cartel has kidnapped my child, right? And they've gone, grow a moustache now or you'll never see them again. Like, so I built it all up of it. I did kind of lead him on a little bit. So at first I kept saying to him, like, oops, not Tinder. Like, whenever he commented on it, eventually. Like, oops, not Tinder. Oops, still not Tinder. Like, and eventually I was like, I can give you an answer if you want it. And that's when he was like, well, I don't think you could change my opinion, but go ahead and try. And then I just wrote, I wanted to. And then I think he got a bit like, but what other answer were you expecting then? Oh, no, a fucking apparition. Jonathan Edwards spoke to my nan on the other side. He's like, she just wants to acknowledge that you should have a bit more hair on your upper lip. He sounds nothing like that, by the way. But like, I grew it out because I wanted to. Is that okay with you? This is one massive nibble. I don't know if he listens to this, but the conversion rate's not bad, but he might do. But like, why do you care so much? That's what I could work out. I was like, why do you care so much? In what way does it affect you in your day-to-day life? Just ignore him. Another reference I've got to find. I can't be asked.
Ignore him!
Right, I'll tell you what. Let's have the Megan from the gig. There's always going to be a Megan associated with the gig. This is the official one of the week.
Excuse me, Megan? That behaviour's unacceptable. I don't like it.
Wearing, like, and proper fancy dress. Not Hulk Hogan fancy dress from last week. But, like, wearing proper fancy dress. Oh, by the way, Joey Swole. Is it Joey Swole? That big, muscly dude who wears his cap back because he's like, mind your own business. Do better. When he, like, you know, you get twats who set up tripods in gyms and stuff and then, like, complain when someone walks past it, or you know, just people trying to stir fucking drama in, like, which is insane because it's like, go to the gym, work out, and then go home, you fucking twats. But like, and then he kind of like puts them on blast. Well, I think he shared something about Hulk Hogan, and I think in his kind of explanation of why he thought it was, because I spoke about Hulk Hogan, I acknowledged that some of the things he says are incredibly unsavory, but like, okay, fine, but I think it was in his justification video, he said something, or the way a phrase he used got him in like deep shit and cancelled. Can we all just fucking relax a little bit of that though? Because I swear it's something really, like, it's so, from what I could gather, instead of saying people of colour, he said coloured people. And I don't know, like, which isn't supposed to be the one. And that kind of proves my point. Like, am I getting like feedback here? Or is that just a baying mob of pitchforks outside? Like that man who's still following me on the fucking fields when I'm doing my Vietnam walks. I feel like there's a there's like a weird, like, you know, there's that, oh, fuck me. You know, there's that train station in New York, is it? Where if you talk to one corner, it like reverbs over to the other. I'm hearing that, or I've just finally snapped.
Uh-oh. You know what? Miss Lemons must be on crack, right, kids?
But yeah, proper fancy dress. People that wear a proper fancy dress, like people that wear, I'm doing that doctor thing again where they close their eyes, and it's not acceptable. It's entirely unacceptable, actually, Megan. But like, where it's like, oh, that tinny feedback's really pissing me off, man. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm a mess. We'll be back after these messages. I might need to get some of them spongy doobries that like absorb sound. Yeah, people that like try and be too funny with their like clothing choices for like big events, where it's like a guy was dressed up as the fucking Sugar Puff Monster at the gig, and it's like, it's not funny enough to justify how uncomfortably hot you're going to be for the whole gig. And it's like, there's got to be less hot ways of telling everyone you don't have a personality. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you're compensating there if you're going to an Oasis gig in a full fucking Sugar Puff Monster outfit. It's like, this is all you're going to get while you sweat your Jacobs off. And it's like, you know, you want them to keep that fucking, I'm going the Dr. Eye close thing again because it is important. You want them to keep that fucking Honey Puff, Sugar Puff Monster hat on thing just so he doesn't take it off and start talking, because you know that's going to be infinitely worse. Okay? That's my Megan. Stop it. It's unacceptable.
Megan.
So, here is, I was thinking this. I went to the cinema with my wife, and I still got going to get a bit of food. When we were there, it was in the coffee shop as well recently. I think I'd be really good like behavioural. What's like the job where like MI5 and FBI like assess people's body language and stuff, because I feel genuinely I think I'd be really good at it. And I don't know, my wife says that's a trauma response, your ability to read people really well. Okay, potentially, who knows, but like I can just tell if someone's on a first date or like where they're at in their relationship. Like, I'm really good at it. Like, I genuinely am. And so much so that I used to like have these predictions, then just go up and ask people if they're on a date, which I had to stop doing because it's just a bit isn't it? Because like, I kind of feel like with my personality, I'm very like expressive, but I'm aware that a lot of people are quite retentive. And if you go up to people that are on a date and go, "Are you guys on a first date?" Even if you're being like really quite casual about it, you could really knock them out of their stride. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to step in the way of love. All right, it's the last thing I want to do. But there was a couple in the next cafe we were at on the weekend. You could tell, you know, when you're talking to someone that you're kind of in a long-term relationship with, you don't need to be as expressive physically to get your point across, and equally the person doesn't have to reciprocate with kind of over-the-top physical demonstrations of coherence, of what's the word? Comprehension. Like, you know, it's very sort of, oh yeah, right, I'm showing you that I comprehend and I understand and I agree with what you're saying. It's very over the top, and the person who's talking is really trying to get it all over with kind of, you could just tell it was kind of happening. And like, we had the similar situation when we were at this place before the cinema, and I know the guy was on a date and on his best behaviour because there was a woman on the table next to us who had like, and I'm sorry, Sydney Sweeney's making it okay again, but it still isn't quite there, just like, okay, she had really nice boobs. Okay, she had really nice boobs and a low cut top. And again, sorry, I know it's not very 2025, but here's the fact. Okay, if you're a boob guy, for sure, and I'd say all men who are into women, we still like nice boobs. Okay, and we do, and we need to be careful to not be like, oh, go on and go, don't give me any of them for a pound here. Right? Okay, you can't be like that. Fine, but like, she had a child in there, and like, that child's just like the Mesut Ozil of children. He's just putting assist after assist because he's been a bit of a naughty fucker, and she kept having to like bend over to deal with him. And okay, and I'm sorry, and I'm eating some fucking lovely bread with a lovely bit of dip, and she keeps bending over off my wife's shoulder, like, and you know, there's a lot to see. Okay, and like, fine,
I've seen everything, you know, I've seen it all.
But equally, because the toddler was like giving a real, like, you know, if you was getting cricket, you know, the wagon wheel of where they score, like he was getting like all around the wagon wheel, and she was having to get, and she was right over in front of that guy, and you could tell he was like fucking, one of two things are the case: either he has really significant nerve structure, muscular, skeletal damage on this side of his neck, or he is in the skin version of the original Batman stuff, or he was where he was on a date and he knew he could not look, because that's fucking game over for a date. Because Jesus, and fair play to him. If that woman's watching and you were in, I can't remember what the fucking place was called now, Olive Tree, maybe, in somewhere, Bedford, fuck it, I'll let a bit more of my life out there, why not? Like, circa the movie 28 years later being out, at what would have been around 7:15 on a Wednesday.
My dudes.
Marry that man, because the self-control he demonstrated there just really is the mark of a man with great discipline. But like, he just didn't look at all. That's crazy. But anyway, more to the point, you could tell they're on a date because, again, very expressive and very kind of like, yeah, you could tell they were clicking and getting on. Like the people in the next cafe, I think the date was going well. I did have one question about the woman, because she's wearing like a Cheryl Cole hat. The sort of hat you think you take that off indoors. What's going on there? I'd want to know. I'd have that question in my head, like, what's going on with the hat, Cheryl Cole? Like, because, you know, do you have to go and quickly conduct a train after this date? But like, it was going well, but like I was saying to him, like, dating's fucked. I'm so glad I don't have to date. I've never dated. I've never been on like an actual date, as in let's meet up for the first time at a cafe or for dinner. Firstly, dinner, cinema, really bad date options, because a date where you're eating food is just you having to keep like, doing that thing. I hate it so much when someone talks to you when you've got food in your mouth, or if someone tries to start talking, then takes a mouthful of food. So you're like that, they're eating, they're like, oh, that reminds me, I was going to tell you about something actually. You know, I said about that promotion, that bit there where they're chewing, trying to get, and especially if they do like a hands up motion, and they do that little thing where they're almost trying to like engage their throat to be ready to swallow earlier. That feels like when I'm brushing my teeth or putting petrol in my car. It's a fucking eternity. And like, you're talking constantly, but one of you's always going to have food in your mouth. It's really hard. And then the cinema is like, hey, let's just sit in a dark room and stare frontwards at a screen where we can't communicate. Like, maybe you can learn enough about people, like how to behave in a cinema and how to behave at dinner. Okay, fine. But like, in general, I just feel like dating's like, because it's like, so off that date, and my wife genuinely does care about this, or she's very good at pretending she does. I was like, she might come away from this and go, yeah, I don't know, the conversation was like a little bit awkward, or like, yeah, I don't feel like we really clicked, like, da-da-da, like, but it's like, no, but of course you didn't. And that's not your real selves. Like, it's basically date, like, it's love Ofsted. Like, you're putting your best foot forward. It's not really you. Oh yeah, oh you like murdering kittens, savage, you do. Yeah, I like a bit of that as well. Yeah, same. You agree with anything, man. And if you don't, you're putting conflict points in the conversation, so you're only going to come away from that feeling like you didn't get on if you kind of disagree. So you kind of it's all just, it's not real. So it's like, of course you don't, like, you didn't click straight away. Why would you? I guess if there's a baseline attraction there to start with, then you'll kind of maybe skip a few steps. But I think that's not a good thing to have a relationship predicated on, right? Because it's like, that can't be it because of hedonistic normalization, right? Where it's like, oh my God, she's absolutely beautiful, she's gorgeous. That will become very normal in no time, like a new car. And I'm not in an objectifying women way, but like in a way of like, that will eventually lose a bit of its glitz and glamour to you. It's initial, you know. But I was like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, say you have a date, right? And those two have a date and it goes okay. It's a 5, 6 out of 10 date, right? Okay, but if you were to just go, do you know what, fuck it, let's make a commitment. Unless they walk in and they fucking like Hail Hitler before they sit down for dinner, or like, you know, do some fucking mad shit like that, fine. Like, do you know, if they like grab the waiter and hold a knife to them because their fucking food was a little bit undercooked or whatever, fine. But if you were to go, do you know what, fuck it, let's commit 3 months, we'll go on 4 dates a month for the next 3 months. So what's that? Carry the 2, 6, some amount of dates.
Quick maths.
By then, make your call, because you'll start to understand, like with what we're saying, Liam was saying about my content, right? Give yourselves a chance to understand who the fuck you actually are, and then you'll start to work out if you really are compatible or not, because at the minute, you're just creating massive possibilities to connect, whereas the real self may be a bit more reserved in these places and not these. Do you know what I mean? So, I just feel like dating's, I'm so glad I don't have to do it, because I don't make sense in the short term. Okay? Firstly, because I'll be looking at the women's boobs constantly, which get bending over, okay? I can't help it.
You sure do like boobies, Ronnie.
I sure do. Sometimes I call myself the Booby Watcher. Even got my own comic book, Adventures of the Booby Watcher.
Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have a look. Of course we'll have a look.
My word, we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look.
Like, of course you will. And it's crazy that nowadays men have to almost like pretend that they don't have interest in looking, or they don't want to see it. Like, you know, and I don't understand, like, you know, the Sydney Sweeney thing. I'm not going to go too far into it, and it's clearly that I'm biased for obvious reasons. Like, but I don't understand the fury, because like my wife, who's very much not tapped into that kind of world of, like, you know, American politics or anything, like, not that I am either, but like what she read it as is Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and she said they're basically playing a cheeky nudge and wink that she has really nice boobs, essentially. Naturally got really nice boobs. Whereas I think they're saying she has nice genes, as in genetics, blonde hair, blue eyes, i.e. Aryan, and anything other than that isn't good genes. Okay, fine. I don't know. I guess it's how you perceive it, right? But it's crazy that, like, she's getting piled on for basically being attractive. But she's weirdly moving the needle back. Like, and I've spoken about it in the past, man. Like, Team Sweeney, obviously. But, like, she is almost making it acceptable again to just be like, yeah, I'm attractive, and yeah, do you know what, you can enjoy looking at me, that's fine. Like, appreciate that I'm more than just a pretty face and other. But, yeah. Like, she knows the score, she knows the game, and she's playing it well. And I just feel people aren't really that bothered. I think it comes from a place of inward unhappiness, probably, actually, in a lot of cases. But, like, it is crazy that, like, we kind of slipped into a world for a while there, and we're still pretty in it, where it's almost as if we have to pretend that there's no such thing as sexual attraction, and there are, you know, beauty norms that majority of people find attractive. And that just has always been the case. That's how we select mates on a most animal basis, right? It is bizarre. And I would say, weirdly, it still hasn't or isn't an issue the other way around, because, you know, even to this day, Diet Coke adverts have the sort of hunky dude, like, you know, sweat on his brow and, you know, topless and built like, and fucking good luck to you. Do you know what I mean? It does set unrealistic body expectations for men. Fine. But yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah. But that's why dates don't make sense. No, you know what I'm saying with dates, right? I think you'd know what I'm saying with dates. It's just, how would you? Yeah, well, we weren't gonna. No, but you never are. Like, and that's why I think meeting with the. That's where I think, and again, I'm quite fortunate that me and my wife, when we first knew each other, there was no consideration to it being a relationship. We met at work, and we were purely just shooting the shit mates. At the time, she was married with 2 small children, so it's like, that's just not even going to occur to me as a possibility. And from her perspective, I was a mess. I just turned up, sat there, fucking miserable, usually on a come down. Like, just... And then eventually we got chatting, I think on a lunch break. And I think she discovered that I did stand-up comedy, and she was really quite into stand-up comedy. That was our jumping off point. So we started chatting about stand-up comedy. We watched, like, various Russell Brand Ponderland clips. We were both a fan of him back then. And, yeah, so we were just mates. So then we kind of become friends first, and then, like, her... Oh, I've got a phone call from EE. This will be fun. Oh, I should probably tell you about him as well. Hello? Hello?
My name is Oscar.
Hi.
I'm calling from EE. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, mate. What's up?
So what it was, it's just a bit of a follow-up call. I see you've done an upgrade recently in the account.
Yeah.
So yeah, just following up on that, just to let you know of all the other features and offers that you could be missing.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm paying what I'm paying. I'm getting what I want, and I'm cool with that.
Right, fair enough. No worries.
Nice one.
Cheers,
mate. Bye. They're cheeky as fuck, man, because the only reason I had to upgrade in the first place, I got a casual text message from them saying, we're going to have to move your... So I, just so you know, and I'll get back to me and M's origin story, but I got a casual text message from EE the other day saying... Where is it? Oh, Jesus, come on, Dan. Where is it? Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Come on, stupid. Oh.
Come on, stupid. Oh.
Fuck. Balls. Come on. Oh, it's going to annoy me. I don't know. There's too many text messages where I fucking had to to and fro of them. Basically, I got a text message saying, yeah, we're going to have to like change your contract up. So I pay £13 a month. I get like 10 gig data, unlimited text, unlimited minutes. It's like a SIM-only deal. I have my phone's like 2 or 3 years old. I don't need anything else, right? That it works for me. It's cheap. I don't want a big contract for £50 a month. I can't afford it. I don't need it. And I got a random message going, oh, we're going to have to upgrade your contract now. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. From the end of this month, we'll be putting you on 30 gig data. It'll cost you £18 a month. Like, okay, but I don't want 30 gig of data, and I don't want to pay £18 a month. So what the fuck kind of thing?
Hold on. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. No.
And there's like, or we can offer you 50 gigabyte of data for £16 a month. And I'm like, yeah, but again, still, I don't want that. I don't want to pay any more than I'm happy with what I've got. And it's that thing, like I said, with the cinema, right, where they go, oh, you know, this, it's like a false deal where they make that look so much better, but it's actually more than what you're willing to pay in the first place. So I had to fucking phone them up and go, look, I'm just happy with what I've got. They're like, oh, yes, because we need to upgrade, because it's been ages since you've upgraded. Like, we have to just get it to be in line with our current systems. So I was like, yeah, but I don't want to pay any more. I'm happy with what I've got. And then she was like, okay, to be fair, she was really fucking good and just went, let me see what I can do. And then she was like, okay, I could basically give you what it is that you're on now for £12 a month. It's actually £1 cheaper. I was like, okay, cool. She went, I was like, but also on this text, that was it. On the text, it went, just bear in mind, please be advised, on the 31st of March, every year it will go up by £2.50 a month. And when does that end? In 20 years' time, I'm paying an additional 50 quid a month for the same fucking thing. So I say that to her, like, what's with that then? Because, okay, fine, it's £12 now, but by March 31st or whatever the fuck next year, it's going to be £14.50. And then after that, it's going to be, you know, carried to an amount of money more than that. And she's like, yeah, no, okay, so you will have to sort of like take the hit on the first one. She goes, it's just that kind of thing with inflation. But yeah, but that used to be about like, oh, it's going up 13p, and you'd be like, ah, fucking bastards, fine. £2.50 of a £12 contract. That's again, like if you carry the one, that's like quite a significant percentage of the fucking bill. It's going to become more. But she was like, but by the time it comes to the second year, you'll be within range of getting like another upgrade. So you can ring up and just basically do this essentially and just be. I think what she probably would have wanted to say was you could just ring up and be a right curmudgeonly arsehole and probably get a deal and jump across and stuff. Okay, cool. So then don't then be ringing me up now and be like, hey, I just wanted to, you know, reward your loyalty by giving you the opportunity to pay more money. We'll leave you alone and actually we'll actually reward your loyalty by you know, giving you some free stuff. The thing is, Chris Tarrant has very quickly become Stuart Griffin. But yeah, like fuck off pretending it's for me. Oh, we're gonna give you the opportunity to give us more fucking money. She was like, as well on the phone as well. She was like, you know, would anything like EU roaming stuff be of any use to you? I'm like, no, mate, I don't travel. All right, I'm not well travelled. But yeah, so don't then ring me trying to chuck more shit on my fucking plate. It winds me up, man. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
You're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
But yeah, so me and them like were just mates first, and then it was kind of. You know, without going into too much detail, her marriage kind of broke down and didn't work, and they separated, blah, blah, blah. And we were still hanging out as mates. She comes see me do stand-up a few times, blah, blah, blah. And then attraction started to happen. So we kind of already had the foundation. And I think dating the traditional way, I'd be interested on the data there, on like the amount of relationships that last when it's your first meeting with the clearly defined idea of meeting a partner, as opposed to we got to know each other and kind of found each other quite repugnant to begin with, and then like, oh, actually, do you know what, in a quirky way he is quite attractive in a way. Yeah, it is interesting, but I think that gave us the foundation because, yeah, I say I've never been on a date. Every girlfriend I've had, it's been kind of like I've known them first, because again, I take sort of 3 to 5 business months to understand. And if you last that long, then you might start to go, okay, I get it. Okay, he's annoying, but every now and then he's quite funny. And if he's not funny, at the very least, he's interesting and worth listening to. And do you know which philosopher said that? It was my mate Liam. And we'll be fucking by 2026. Right, fucking hell. This has gone off the rails as it was always gonna. I wanted to look into that, but I'm not gonna have the time. I am gonna have to have a look now, because I mentioned it yesterday, and we're not last week, and we're not gonna do the business card again. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I will get it. What the fuck is a lubaloo, whatever the fuck? Because I keep seeing about these lububus or lububus. What are they? What are they? Excuse me, sir, you're gonna have to leave. Lubabu. What the fuck are they, and why the fuck should I care? Because they seem to, like, everyone's like, these, like, ha? Do you know what I mean? How I'm not going to sign in to read a fucking article, BBC. Jesus Christ, stop funding paedophiles. Right, okay, here we go. Allegedly. Whether you reckon they're cute, ugly, or just plain weird, chances are you've heard of the furry dolls that have become a global sensation, Labubu. Born a monster, the elf-like creature from Chinese toy maker Pop Mart is now a viral purchase, and it has no dearth of celebrity advocates. Rihanna, Dua Lipa, Kim Kardashian, and Blackpink's Lisa. I don't know who the fuck that is. Ordinary folk are just as obsessed, from Shanghai to London. From Shanghai to London, they're obsessed with Labubu. The long queues to snap the dolls have made headlines. You get such a sense of achievement when you're able to get it among such fierce competition. This is just like the fucking, what you call them? Do you remember the non-fungible, spongeable, what the fuck, like digital images that people started like buying? You just create demand for something which isn't even fucking real. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. What exactly is it? It's a question that still bothers many, and even those who know the answer are not entirely sure they can explain the craze. Because, mate, it's socially engineered, and it's marketing, right? And that's there's a thing, isn't there? The greatest art form of the modern day is marketing. Labubu is both a fictional character and a brand. The word itself doesn't mean anything. It's the name of the character in the Monsters toy series created by Hong Kong-born artist K-Sing Lung. The vinyl faces are attached to plush bodies and come with a signature look, pointy ears, big eyes, and a mischievous grin, show exactly 9 teeth. A curious yet divided internet can't seem to decide if they're adorable or bizarre. I mean, they're just Eva. Again, it depends. They look fucking creepy, I've got to say. But it's just like, it's a fad. And do you know what? People are... Oh, man, I shouldn't hate everyone in the world, but I mostly do. Except you guys, obviously, because you're on the right side. Like, people are fucking marks, aren't they? They mark out to this shit because it's like the fucking air up bottles that we got for the lads that cost £35 a fucking go. Because you sniff a bit and it tastes a bit like cola instead of just tap water. Fucking, oh, who could have seen that becoming a gimmick? Or fucking Prime, like, bottles. Oh, now in fucking Sports Direct for like 99p. Obviously, it'll say, like, was once sold for 410 quid, like they always fucking lie about. It's just a fad, isn't it? But people just fucking, they lap it up, man. And do you know what? I'm so happy. I might be a really, like, I guess it's what the whole punk culture is, right? I know that I'm a bit of a fucking, like, countercultural dickhead a lot of the time, but I'd much rather be this than be, like, getting fucking, like, enamoured with the latest fucking shiny that you're expected to give a fuck about. I'd rather be this miserable fuck that's like, no, this is stupid. Like, one of the best compliments I was ever paid was by my mate Brad, who we went Oasis with. He went, because I didn't have a stag do. He was like, yeah, but your stag do be fucking pointless. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, because we'd all tell you need to do things, and then you'd say, no, I fucking don't, and then you wouldn't do it. And he could not have paid me a greater compliment than that. It's like, yeah, because you're absolutely right. Oh, we need to handcuff you to this dwarf. No, you don't. Oh, you absolutely must wear this Spurs kit. I'm not wearing it. No, you need to down that drink. I don't. Like, that's, for me, one of the greatest compliments. Like, thinking for your fucking self, right? Do you know what I mean? And I'm aware maybe my decision-making faculty should be somewhat removed, but that said, and I ain't got the time to get into it now. Oh, lordy! So there's an ongoing joke with my wife that I pick what we watch. I was going to read up on Reddit and bestiality. We're not going to have time. For fuck's sake, this is off the back of the whole like porn discussion of last week. There was a subreddit, but we're not going to get time. Next week, okay? So we're going to have that business card and bestiality. And if we have nothing else, and we won't, we will have that. But like, I was like, do you know what? You can pick the film to watch tonight, you know? Because who said chivalry was dead? But she's like, yeah, there's loads of things I'd want to watch. I was like, okay, pick one. Don't tell me what it is. We'll just play it tonight no matter what. And all throughout the day, I was getting in her head, like, oh, you bet, if you're not feeling the pressure, you should be. Because this, it's been 9 years, and, like, it's a joke. Like, I maintain we watch loads of things she wants to watch. I'm probably inaccurate in saying that. But there's certainly been at least 100 or 200 things. No, like, okay. Mostly because it's very much predicated on my mood, what I can kind of psychologically commit to. But she chose this film, and I think I see what she was going for because, again, something to keep me occupied and happy is if there's attractive people in it, right? So she went for The To-Do List with Aubrey Plaza, and it had, what's she called? The brunette one, Bilson, who's, yeah, okay, fine, attractive. But it weren't great. And I was like, you had 9 years, and this is the film you settled on. It was fine. But yeah, you could tell she's. I didn't say good. I didn't even say I want to particularly watch this one. I just tried to find something we both. I was like, it's all good. I'm gonna give her. I'll give her another shot.
All right, I'll give it another shot.
I'm gonna give her another shot. But that's it. Then after that, all decision-making privileges will be revoked, and we'll watch Vietnam documentaries, which I've wanted to watch for ages, and she refuses because she's selfish and it's body doubling, right? ADHD. I don't care if she's interested or not. And I say this. I was saying this yesterday. I just need you next to me while I'm interested in it to keep me focused on it. You do care if I care or not because you'll start asking me questions. I'm like, yeah, okay, I probably will do a pop quiz or two, okay? And if you don't pass, we'll rewind the episode, sure. Tell me more about the North Vietnamese army. Why were France there? Good question. Good question, Omega Man.
That's a good question.
Dr. Wowie. But yeah, anyway, we'll do... I don't know why I was saying this. My decision-making privileges because I make my own decisions, which is probably the bad I did because I'm a fucking idiot. Basically, Facebook memories, let's go. We're running a bit low on Beato Rares at the minute. I might need to get a new battery for this because it's not been great of late. So for those who don't know, I'll go to my Facebook memories.
Fucking raw!
And judge myself accordingly. And then we'll get out of here, is the plan. So, 2 years ago today, bloody camera phones. Can a guy not be on holiday having an organic moment of self-reflection and how he can elevate his lifestyle of another Ponzi scheme without someone snapping it and then I'm posing like a basic bitch? So yeah, on holiday still when Libertine learned to walk. 7 years ago, doing a gig for Brewery Comedy. James Lillis puts on good nights in breweries. They put cushions on kegs and stuff. They're always great. That one was, I think, by the looks of it, fuck, I can't remember. Windsor? I think it was in Windsor. 8 years ago. It's all comedy, this. Yeah, I headlined Comedy at the Kitchen for Yellow Comedy. I think that's come back now. There's really not much going on here, kids. And I'm not even, like, trust me, I'm not kind of going, oh, that's too embarrassing. Because, come on, you know, Dexter Don't Hand Himself In, bitches, on to season 3. Oh, man. That was 12 years ago. That's the best season. Dan on the 4th of August, 2013, didn't know how good it was about to get. That was the Trinity Killer one, man. The best Dexter season. Foul shell. By the way, what a shit ending. My brother put in the best of the best. Tommy Lee versus Dehan fight. Great film. Best of the best. Chris Wokes channeling his inner Alex Grady in the cricket earlier, coming out of a bust shoulder. Oh, man. Those umpires, we won't go cricket, but those umpires, they dropped their arseholes this morning and it fucked the game. Giving dodgy LBWs, let it get on top of them, and catastrophic. Fair play to India. Series probably deserves to be a draw. What a great series. Test cricket is excellent, by the way. Listen, you don't sit and watch it for 5 days. It's just on, and every now and then there's a little half hour, 45 minutes, hour-long pocket that's like fucking blockbuster. Football stuff. I'm going to see the Arsenal on Wednesday, actually. I'm taking the lads for their birthdays. That'd be good. I haven't been in years, man. 13 years ago, I'm going to start deleting people based on their bad grammar or having a general lack of grasp of the English language. I've noticed that I'm always littered with pointless statuses of aggression or, quote, real talk, I believe some call it. If you're going to insist on being insufferably boring, please do so with a basic level of literacy. Regards. I'm such an arsehole. 13 years ago today, £148.36p tax rebate from over a year ago in the post. A wee two. That's probably what gave me the fucking confidence to start slinging shit at people on the internet. I just got given a football by Arsene Wenger 16 years ago today, and that's been preserved and kept in pristine condition. What do you mean my 2 lads took out and kicked around on the fucking concrete? Yeah, that happened. It's right there, actually. And it's fine, it's salvageable, but yeah, that was very much, Arsene Wenger gave me this football, it's not to be played with. Arsene Wenger gave me this football, it's not to be played with. Then I randomly see this football, because they were going to, that was it, they were looking for football. There's one in the cupboard, I think, with the boiler, because I was looking like for them. And then I see it all tattered up. I was like, okay, you want to go to war? Okay. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, man. Don't have kids. It's fine. It's fine. Like, it's one of the ones where you have to let certain things go as an adult. I'm doing the thing with the doctors close their eyes again. But yeah, maybe a bit cross that. Maybe a bit cross. But I think understandably, right? Understandably. You know, I only gave them a couple of lashings each. I didn't go overboard. No. But yeah, it's fine. Fuck it. Fuck it, do alive. But yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah, as I say, shady business cards and bestiality coming next week. That shouldn't be a problem for any of the algorithms. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mates. Check out the TikTok as well. Do you know, I think it's been alright, this. It's been alright. Oh, now for the edit. That's the mouse. Now for the edit. The mouse isn't there. It's here. Cool. Usual shit. Shut then. Do you know what? No, fuck it. We'll start different. Live forever. Yeah. George philosopher said that. Anyway, shut up then. I'll catch you later.